Hey everybody, and welcome to the Bullring. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard. Our show today presented, as you see, our friends with Making Memories Travel, Bickle's Bon Voyage.
Let's see if you can get that right the rest of the show.
Yeah, I know. 2 years ago, I didn't think I was going to have to do this anymore, Bickle's Bon Voyage. But the reason we are talking about Bickle's Bon Voyage is because, Rich Bickle ran his last race a couple of years ago in Snowball Derby. Going to go on a celebratory cruise. It got COVIDed out, if you will. So you can cruise the Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore with Rich Bickle, Scott Hansen, and other racing friends January 7th through 14th, 2024. Just go to mymmtravel.com and search for Bickle's Bon Voyage.
That was good. We should get Tammy and Travis together and do that before the season starts.
I know. Maybe even me and you could go.
Yes.
So our guest today, it's a really big lineup of guests here on the show today. Bubba Pollard is going to join us along with Cole Butcher, Corey Lajoie, Jacqueline Bowsher, and Derek Gluchacki. I'm about to crack myself up on that one. That one was pretty good. So we got a lot of different folks joining us today. Going to be a great show after this huge weekend we had here on Racing America.
I don't know what got into you when you put the show together, because we got in-studio guests. We got an all-star lineup.
It's just crazy.
He's lost his mind.
Do you want to check out
the highlights?
Yes, you did it this week. You got it. Good job. All right, let's go to Saturday at Hickory Motor Speedway. Supposed to be Friday and Saturday. Got rained out on Friday. Combined everything to Saturday. Pass race number 1. A huge wreck down in turn number 3 whenever Joshua King had a mechanical failure. Caught up a lot of cars. Cole Butcher making the pass late in the race to go on and take his first win at Hickory Motor Speedway. At race number 1, Derek Gluchacki able to make a late pass on DJ Shaw after a break for a funeral. If you know Hickory, you know Hickory. Derek Gluchacki the winner in that race. Then we did it all over again with the Easter Bunny portion. Cole Butcher late in the race passes Mike Hopkins. He ends up doubling up on past wins at Hickory, and then the American Canadian Tour back for their encore, and DJ Shaw was able to take the win in race number 2. Also, we were at South Alabama Speedway. First off on Saturday, Bubba Pollard driving for Jet Motorsports.
I didn't have that on my bingo card.
I didn't have it on my bingo card either.
I have several questions.
And Bubba Pollard taking the win there for the Pro Late Models. I think his 6th Baby Rattler win. Sunday, Ty Majeski, he elects to start at the rear for the $10,000 bonus. He can come up and win the race, and he gets to less than 15 laps to go. Bubba Pollard able to get around him, takes his 2nd Rattler win, and I think Bubba Pollard, based on everything that we're seeing, has let everybody know that he means business here in 2023.
That was quite the statement.
Yeah, but a great effort by Ty Majeski nonetheless. He ran the truck race on Saturday at Atlanta. Was like he told us last week, he was actually able to make it to South Alabama in time for qualifying. Qualified on the pole in his first laps in the car on Saturday, and came up just a little bit short, but nonetheless,
that's just incredible.
Yeah, it was a great effort, a great race on Saturday at Hickory and at South Alabama. If you weren't able to watch those races, you can still go back and watch on demand on racingamerica.tv. Speaking of Bubba Pollard, he is going to be our first guest. We'll talk to him when we come back.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
Racing returns to the legendary Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, April 1st and 2nd, the 49th running of The Icebreaker. C-Pass Super Late Models hit the track on Saturday the 1st. Then on Sunday, it's one of the area's oldest modified traditions, The Icebreaker. paying $10,000 to win for the ground-pounding modified. It's the 49th Annual Icebreaker at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. And you can watch it all only on Racing America.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hey, I'm William Byron, and you're watching Racing America.
Well, our first guest here on the Bullring this week, of course, Bullring presented by Pickles Bon Voyage. I'm so glad I get to say that again, and we'll tell you more about that later, is Bubba Pollard. And Bubba coming off a huge weekend at South Alabama Speedway at the Rattler. Bubba's joining us now. And first off, Bubba, congratulations. Just a huge weekend for you and your team.
It was. It was a big weekend for a lot of different reasons. The following week we had a tough weekend and had to work all week, re-clip a car, do a lot of body work as well, and be loaded up and ready to go on Wednesday night. So it was tough. It was a long week. So all my guys are tired, worn out, and to go down there and have a good weekend, kind of fresh, breath of fresh air. Just kind of relax, get back home. So it was fun. We're able to just thankful for the opportunity on Friday night or Saturday night to get to run the Jet Motorsports car and to run ours on Sunday and have a good run with both of them. It's pretty cool.
Well, how in the world did the Jet deal come about? Because I'm pretty sure those are some guys that you probably brawled with a few years ago.
Well, there's a lot going on there. I've never really had a problem with the Jets. It's been people associated with them. It's crazy what some of we get along with the same people, have same friends, get to talking, having a few drinks. One thing led to another and kind of made it happen. So just very thankful. They're a great group of guys. They work hard. They want to win. They're passionate about the sport, short track racing, just like I am. So, when you put those two combinations together and you win races, it's pretty cool. So it's funny how it happened, but just thankful and hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah, that's kind of an unfortunate combination for anyone else racing a pro late model in the South.
All
So
right.
do you have any more races with them lined up in the 9 car?
No, for right now, it was just that one. We hadn't made any plans, any further in the future or anything else. So we'll kind of see how it plays out. I don't have a pro late model program going on right now with our stuff, the way it's worked out the last couple of years, and kind of getting our program back together with our super stuff. We hadn't really put a lot of emphasis or focus on the pro side of things. So, but it was fun. Never know what could happen in the future.
To not get into the weeds, we didn't get a chance to talk to you after Five Flags. Obviously, were things that happened there. From your perspective, what was your frustration?
What about the weekend or about the incident?
Well, just in general.
Anything you want to.
There's a lot of frustrations for a lot of different reasons. I can't say too much because a lot of people really focus in on what I have to say nowadays. It seems like if I say anything, I'm crying, or so my opinion really don't matter if you want to know the truth. But there's a lot of things that can be cleaned up throughout the whole weekend with a lot of different things. One thing just led to another, and we had a good race car. We had a power steering issue that put us 2 laps down. We kept fighting, got our laps back, and put ourselves in contention to win there at the end with 50 to go, 4 tires. What more can you ask for? And then you kind of get just drove through, and it is what it is. The rest is history. So we still got a lot of racing left. Excited about the rest of the year. We got fast race cars. and we'll get to race again and see how it goes.
Well, I feel like there was no better way to make a statement after that weekend than to go out and win both of those races last weekend at the Rattler. So,
especially beating Tom Majewski.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like Bubba got the last laugh.
Yeah, and when you outrun, I got a lot of respect for Ty and Toby and all those guys. They have a good program going. They've had it going for the last 6 or 7 years, really. They've been good. So it does make you feel good when you outrun, someone like him. I got a lot of respect for them, the way he races, and they're fast. So it was fun to get to race them at the end. That's the perfect race there toward the end of the race. You coming down, you run them down with 30 to go there or 10 to go and make a pass late in the race. And that's a promoter's dream and a fan. That's what they come to see right there. So it was a cool weekend, good race. And yeah, it made us, after the week we had, there's no better way of going out and showing people than to make it happen and go win again and go show those guys you got fast race cars.
Anything this weekend, or what's the plan here the next couple of weeks?
We got a lot of decisions to make here. We're racing at our dirt track here. American Flat Track Series is coming in, so we're getting prepared for that. We're excited about that. Got a lot of work to do. It's different to this area, so hopefully it works out good. And the following week, April 1st, we got the Southern Super Series race in Cordele, and then you also got the SRL race that's in Mobile. So we got to make some decisions of what we're going to do. We're trying to make both of them happen if it's even possible. So we got some things up our sleeve to see if we can do it. But it's going to be tough. But yeah, then we got the Montgomery Southern Super Series race on the 15th. Possibly going to run Slinger for the or the Midwest Tour race up there the 23rd of April. So we got a big year planned. I'm ready to get back racing. We put a lot of focus on it this year during the off season and getting our stuff back together. We made a swap back over to Seneca race cars, which has been very good to us in the past years. And we won a lot of races there. Excited for that. Just ready to get going.
Well, good job this weekend. I know a lot of fans were excited to see it, and they're going to get to see a lot of you this year, so we wish you more continued success.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right, that's Bubba Pollard. Joining us next, another guy who doubled up this weekend, Cole Butcher. He'll check in after a big win at Hickory.
The Cars and Stars of ARCA Menard Series East return to Five Flags Speedway for the Pensacola 200, Saturday, March 25th. The ARCA Menard Series East season opener will see some of the best young stars in motorsports battle it out at one of the most prestigious tracks in the country. Joining ARCA Menard Series East will be the Modifieds of Mayhem Tour. Also join us Friday night for Pro Truck, Pure Stock, and Crown Stock features. For discounted tickets and info, check out FiveFlagsSpeedway.com. See the ARCA Menard Series East season opener at Five Flags Speedway, Saturday, March 25th.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Oh my God.
And you can watch it all only on Racing America.
Yeah, it's just some of my favorite short track memories. Obviously, of the recent years, you think of Martinsville, Bristol Dirt, what those races mean to our sport, and being able to win those events was incredible. But I also think of growing up and racing late models and stuff. And one of my favorite memories is probably when I got to run modified down at New Smyrna Speedway and racing Teddy Christopher door to door. I watched Teddy growing up as a kid at Stafford, you know, watching him race and to be able to go race him. And we beat the bumpers off of these cars. Had a lot of fun. And then he came over afterwards and we laughed about it and joked about it and went racing again the next night in Speed Weeks down in Daytona. It was a fun time.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Bickles Bon Voyage. Alan Dietz and Jess here with you this afternoon, and hopefully you are able to join us for our coverage on Saturday from Hickory Motor Speedway, Pass, Act, all sorts of great racing. And the big winner on Saturday was Cole Butcher. Cole taking both Pass wins at Hickory Motor Speedway this past weekend. Congratulations on the wins, Cole.
Thank you very much. The team worked hard all week. You know, we got kind of day short, but we made everything happen on Saturday. So it was different, but it was fun all at the same time.
I'm a little bit disappointed because you were rocking a major Dale Earnhardt style mustache on Saturday, and now you show up clean shaven. So I mean, what's the deal?
I don't know. It was starting to get too long, and I just was like, I'm getting rid of it. So I was called everything from Mario to a porn star to Dale Senior back in the day. So I'll have it back for Madison 1st of May.
I feel like all of those were accurate. So, for the folks watching at home, how is the lineup determined for the second race? Is it based on your first finish?
Started over.
Totally started over. Oh my gosh. That is just crazy.
Like 2 days, and it was like 2 days of racing all in one.
Yeah, because of the rain out. And so does having to go back to back, I feel like it could go one of two ways. You could either be really tired or your adrenaline is up and you've just gotten all those laps that you're kind of like in the perfect mindset to really push through the second race.
Yeah, we had a really good car, so it took a lot of the stress off of me. I mean, other than, you know, late race caution with Max, but other than that, it was kind of just, you didn't really go until the last 25, 50 laps, so it was pretty well just riding around, keeping the fenders on it, because Hickory's just so abrasive, and it's so old, and those guys raced really hard up front. We were able to just kind of just wait and go whenever we wanted to. So I didn't really break a sweat, honestly. Plus, we had that 20, 30-minute break in the first race, so there's really no reason to be tired. So as for the second race, it was a little bit warmer. Had to work a little bit harder with Mike having that big lead. And then he was pretty good on the short run, but once again, we were able to get them on the long run. So, I mean, it was a lot in one day. You know, we had 5 sets of practices, 2 sets of heat races, and 2 150-lap features. So, luckily enough, I work out, and but I'm sure some of the guys out there were struggling.
Well, now I have got to ask you, because I was called out after the second race on Saturday night for not asking you the following question. What was the deal with you and DJ Shaw?
I don't really know. Me and Bon were talking about that yesterday. He's like, what was the deal? I said, I don't know. It's probably a handful, but he's like, you should ask him. But I don't know. We got into it at Oxford last year, and then we got into it at Hickory last year. So I'm sure it's just retaliation. But I think he did it at the wrong time, because I think Mr. Mayberry saw him. So I think he had to go to the office.
Alan, you're being a pot stirrer today.
Well, let me tell you, I've been to Mr. Mayberry's office before, and it's not very nice.
So you got these 2 wins. What's next?
I think I'm off for April. We might go to Hickory for the car store race. It's undecided. But we raced, I think we raced almost 3 weekends in a row. Come May, we raced Madison, then we raced Wilkesboro, then we raced Hickory. So this year we're going to do the whole ASA Tour, Stars Tour. We're going to do some races up at home with the Maritime Pro Stock Tour. And then we're obviously going to go back to Oxford and try to defend our Oxford 250 win from last year. So busy year.
You got to be happy with where you are. You know, one of the things I talked about on Saturday is you have really, I think, since that poll at All-American a few years ago, established yourself as a big race guy. I mean, you're going to all of these races now, all these different types of racetracks, and no matter where or what they are, you guys are going out there and performing.
No, that's right. I mean, last year I kind of did some things I shouldn't have, the All-American 400, taking Willio in the first lap. That was not my intentions, but, I've had some bad luck. I've had some self-doing luck. So, hopefully this year we're off to a good start, but no, you're right. I always like to go to the big events. I'm not really much for showing up to events where there's not good cars or the car count's not great. So, you make your name with the races that are big, like the All-American, the Derby, et cetera, et cetera. So those are, they're fun. That's where the top guys are, and that's where you want to be. So as long as we can stay up front and keep our nose clean, I think we'll be able to have a good year.
Well, I think you are well on your way to another good year. Congratulations on that big win in Hickory, big wins in Hickory, and we'll be watching you all year long.
Perfect. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for having me.
All right, that is Cole Butcher, the driver from Nova Scotia, taking those wins at Hickory. When we come back, we're going to talk to a driver who had a pretty good weekend as well, Corey Lajoie, coming off a fourth place finish in the Cup Series Atlanta. He'll be here with us after this.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the GoPro track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hey, I'm Bubba Pollard and you're watching Racing America.
What's up, guys? Here we are at Victory Lane with the Auto Trader Mustang, and holy cow, is this thing fast. Did you see that thing? Woohoo! Fast race car, great race team, and finally won in Atlanta. This one means a lot to me. Lots of times I pull the Legends car right here. Today I pulled even a cooler one. So this was for all the kids racing, chasing their dream. You can do it. Thanks, guys.
Well, those were the words from Victory Lane from Joey Logano after his win at Atlanta on Sunday. And the road to the Cup now goes to Circuit of the Americas. And we are glad this week to be joined by our buddy from across the hall, Casey Lajoie. Corey Lajoie.
You talked yourself into it.
I did do it. I didn't even mean to do it.
I thought you did that on purpose.
No, I didn't. Anyway, Corey Lajoie, Casey's brother. We have fun with that. In all seriousness, though, man, what a finish for you at Atlanta. I mean, we had high expectations going in Atlanta for you and your team. You ended up finishing in fourth, but some of us around the office were saying, had things shook out just a little bit different, maybe you could have won that race.
Well, he also had popped his head in here last week and said that he was feeling good.
Yeah.
About Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if Talladega and Richmond had a baby. That's what Atlanta is now. So you got to have a little bit of handling, but your car's also got to be fast. And I think some teams are still kidding themselves of trying to bring like a full-blown Talladega style trim setup there. And we've just hedged our bet towards the handling side. And we've been able to maneuver and be there at the end. And I don't think at the end, like the last 4 or 5 laps, you're kind of in the box of where, the hay's in the barn. I think at that point in time of where you position, you got to be in the top 4 to really make a run at the win. There was a time with about 18 to go. I was like 6th in the top lane, and we got clear of the bottom lane. And I had like a half a second to look down there and be like, I should take that. I should do it. I think and then I didn't do it. Got covered, and this bottom surged back to the front. I was like, that's the difference. Whoever's leading that lane right now is going to win. And sure enough, Joey won. But I was kicking myself for missing that block. But all in all, it's a pretty good day for us.
Well, that was the thing that I didn't understand getting down towards the end, because everybody knew how fast the Penske cars were. They were working together well, and they stuck down there on that bottom. And they would surge forward, and then they'd go back, and they'd surge forward, and they'd go back. And when they had got up to about the 3rd car up on the outside, I'm like, why is somebody not dropping down from that top? Because they're not going to be able to go underneath you. They're going to have to at least push you.
Right. I was looking at that too. If I would have been, 3rd, 4th in line, I'd have covered the bottom. But I never got to where on those restarts or re-racks, I was within the first 3 cars. I was always kind of 9th to 12th without a lot of opportunity to kind of to choose my own destiny there. It was a little bit confusing as to why nobody covered that bottom, but the bottom was surging because it was hard to rate. It was hard to go wide open down there. You had to lift. You'd get loose if you weren't in the right aero spot. So I think beyond the Penske cars, nobody else behind them could kind of keep that lane tight, is why we saw the bottom kind of come and go.
When it's coming down to the wire there and you know that you're in contention for the win, do you think, like, is it an adrenaline rush where you almost think more clearly than you do the entire race, or are you kind of in the same headspace?
So we raced side by side. There was a caution with 40 to go maybe, and beyond that we went green, and we were 2 by 2, sometimes 3 wide for like the entire run. And I was kind of thinking to myself, like, damn, how many laps are left? Like, I feel like we've been at this for a while because my heart rate's up, and Spark says 18 to go. I was like, okay, let me when he said that, I'm like, oh, we're about to wad them up here. Let me tighten the belts. So I gave the belts a good yank, because you just wait on somebody to push a little bit too hard and get somebody squirrely and just collect everybody. But we didn't see it. We saw a lot of guys kind of race with respect, which is kind of different what you're normally seeing at a speedway race. And I thought it was fairly exciting. I don't know what you guys thought as spectators, but I think it's not like a straightforward Talladega where you're just wide open and trying to play chess. But you had to drive them. You were sliding around. You could do some things behind the wheel to get yourself in a better spot. And force a little short for what the ultimate goal was, but it's a good financial points day, and we'll take that thing and keep rolling.
We were talking about it too. Do you, as the highest finishing Chevy, do you get anything from the manufacturer for that, or just good job, buddy?
I got a call last night from Jim Campbell. So Jim Campbell he's high up there at Chevy. He had to call around and get my number. So I was grilling some steaks last night, and he rang me up. So that was cool to talk to Jim. I think the team gets some money for that. I don't know. I don't think I did a good job negotiating my deal, because I won't see any of that money, but it's a big deal for a team like ours to get a manufacturer point, and beyond what that looks like, I don't know, but I know everybody was pretty pumped up about that.
One of the things that I've noticed about you, and it's kind of the same with Ross Chastain, you go from a very underfunded team, and then you get a little bit more funding, and then you get a little bit more funding. And the correlation to me with Ross Chastain is it seems like you have been able to take your equipment and you take what it gives you. You don't take more. That's when you get in wrecks, and that's when you have problems. Do you approach it that way?
Now I do. Now that I realize that you can't take a 30th place car in a Cup Series and run 20th with it. It's just impossible. That you have, so many good guys that are driving their cars as fast as they can go too. So you'd be naive to think that, you are able to put your car in your back and run 10 to 12 spots better than what your car is capable of doing. You might be able to get 3 or 4 spots, but the biggest thing we've been trying to execute this year is just having mistake-free races. We had a lot of mechanical failures last year. We had a couple driver mistakes. We had, I think, 3 driver DNFs and 8 team DNFs. So if we can keep those down to a minimum, run all the laps, I think we can sustain hopefully somewhere in that top 20 in points, which would be huge for our team. And we go back to Atlanta here in July, and we go to Talladega here in a couple of weeks, and we have obviously Daytona's the regular season finale. We have a couple more shots to maybe throw our Hail Mary and try to get in the playoffs.
Well, have fun in Austin this weekend. I know it's a great town, a great racetrack, and just so glad to see you running well, and hope you don't forget about us. The
little people.
Hopefully you don't change your phone number once you start.
Well, now you got my new one. I got to change again.
Yeah, no, this is your burner phone. I think
I've only got one.
Yeah, all right.
I've only got one.
All right. Well, we appreciate it.
Thanks, guy.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jacqueline Bowsher about a little bit of Grand National Super Series racing.
It's got to be the wildest ride in the world. Perna Siglio.
Perna Siglio.
There you go.
That was the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. You're a race car driver, without a doubt.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Race fans, Hickory Motor Speedway is the place to be. March 17th and 18th. The Pro All-Star Series and American Canadian Tour kick off their seasons with the 18th annual Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed. 2 huge nights of racing with over 500 laps of late model action beginning on Friday night, March 17th. The Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed at Hickory Motor Speedway, March 17th and 18th. And you can see it all on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet. That's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bullring, presented by Bickles Bon Voyage. That's 3 times so far, Jess. And I've not screwed it up yet.
Meet our quota.
No, it's just I don't have to need to screw up.
No, we don't have to do another
I
take.
butchered it 2 years ago, but
what did you say?
Well, don't worry about any of that. But what I will tell you is if you want to cruise to Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore, January 7th through 14th, Bickles Bon Voyage, go to Making Memories Travel. That's mymmtravel.com and select Bickles Bon Voyage, and you can join Rich Bickles, Scott Hansen, and more, because we were actually going to do this 2 years ago after the Snowball Derby, and then COVID came and screwed everything up.
Well, it's really perfect because you can get your vacation in right before the season starts.
Yeah.
It's not conflicting with speed weeks or anything like that.
And you can do like Ryan McCullough did after the Snowball Derby that was Rich's last, and have a drink with Rich. You know, you never can tell.
Is that on the? I'm surely it's on the itinerary.
If I was there, it'd definitely be on the itinerary. I can tell you that. Well, joining us now is another favorite daughter of the Midwest, Jacqueline Bowsher. And of course, the Bowsher name synonymous with ARCA and your granddaddy and uncle winning championships. And now you're working with the Grand National Super Series, which we talked to Bob Shack last year. And you guys are getting started, here April
1st. So April 1st is our season opener. We're going to be at New River All-American Speedway. Great facility, great people. It's going to be great racing. So if you can, come on out.
Well, tell me about the cars, because I know Bob Shack is out there. You guys had Jeremy Mayfield last year. A bunch of different drivers that we've seen race late models and other types of stock cars. Tell me about these cars, and if somebody's interested, how they could learn more about this division.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing is we're utilizing all these old cars. You've got old Cup cars sitting around, Busch cars, ARCA cars, Pro Cup cars, and there's nowhere to race them, and they're just rotting. So we've let's just take these cars, let's race them. So that's what we're going to do. We go all throughout North Carolina. We go down. This year we're going down to Alabama, Virginia. So we're kind of all throughout the Southeast. But yeah, we're just utilizing these old Cup cars, and we're making it racing fun again. We're making it affordable and easy to do. And these cars are sitting around everywhere. If you look on Facebook and you search them, there's so many of these cars sitting around. Why not utilize them?
Well, I've always wondered, why would anyone buy one? But
yeah, you come racing with us.
I mean, that's amazing. So are they all on the track at the same time?
Yes.
Regardless of, so kind of similar to what is it, antique? What are they?
Well, sorta like
where there's a bunch of different cars on the track that don't necessarily look like each other.
Yeah.
Vintage, antique.
Yes, but we're actually racing, so we're out there, we're bumping and banging, we're making things happen. It's always a barn burner.
And I know the other thing that you guys are doing with these races are, I don't know about all of them, but you're splitting. Usually there's 2 races in a...
Yeah, we do 2 50-lap features every night. So usually will be like the first race of the night and the last race of the night. So everybody's got time to make adjustments. So
what are you doing as far as engines and tires?
So we're having a new tire rule for this year. So we are going to American Racers, and we're going to implement that rule. So what's going to happen is we're going to have like a 2-race burn off for whatever you guys have left. And then after that, you're going to buy 4. And then the next race, you're going to buy 2. But you have to race them. You can't just stock up on tires. So we have a buy-in program with that. And if you don't want to buy tires at the 3rd race, then you can wait until the 2nd race. But everybody, you're going to have to buy 4, you're going to have to buy 2s, and you have to race them.
What about the engines?
So those are a little different. Bob has specific rules for different ones. So you're going to have to make carburetor adjustments, suspension adjustments. It just depends on what you have. You have to talk to him to clarify where you need to be with that.
Okay, so not like the vintage racing whatsoever, because, I mean, there's rules, a rule book you got to follow, so everyone's kind of like
our rules are kind of lax, though, so, we can incorporate as many people as possible.
But you're trying to make sure it's fair, because at the end of the day, you're still racing for the win.
We're still actually racing, so, and you never know who's going to win.
And what's like super late model racing, we see a lot of young kids for the most part. What's the average demographic for your drivers?
We have people from all walks. So we have, we've got Frank Kimmel, Jeremy Mayfield, Clay Rogers, Bob Shack, and then we've got people that are just here to have fun. Mark Jones, he's a veteran, he's an ex-MMA fighter. Kevin Cromer, he owns a business in Pennsylvania, and his wife's a teacher, and they just come down and race. So we've got. And then we have Joe Wilder, and he's like our young little heartthrob, I feel like, So he's the young driver. So we've got all kinds of different people.
You really perked up Jess's attention on that one.
Well, come hang out. Come meet Joe. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, or the MMA guy. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. He's a fox, too.
But that is so fun that you have kind of people from all corners of the industry. People that are racers for a living. People that did not grow up racing. That's awesome.
And where can folks learn more about the series and what you guys are doing this year?
If you want to learn more about our series, go to our website, grandnationalsuperseries.com.
There it is, folks. Grand National Super Series.com. Well, Jacqueline, thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Or
for
should I
having
call
me.
you JD?
You can just call me JD.
Okay.
Everybody in my family is Jack, so we all got to be different.
Okay, so JD, we got that in there. It's just a little weird for me to call a woman JD, but you know.
Well,
I've been called worse.
What's your last name? I forget. Ballard?
Yeah.
I'll call you JB then.
Like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? We're wasting a lot of
Girl,
time
me
right
too.
now. When we come back, we're going to talk to another guy who was successful at Hickory this weekend, and he has possibly my favorite name in racing. That's Derek Gluchacki. He'll be with us after this.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
The Cars and Stars of Arkham Menard Series East return to Five Flags Speedway for the Pensacola 200, Saturday, March 25th. The Arkham Menard Series East season opener will see some of the best young stars in motorsports battle it out at one of the most prestigious tracks in the country. Joining Arkham Menard Series East will be the Modifieds of Mayhem Tour. Also join us Friday night for Pro Truck, Gear Stock, and Crown Stock features. For discounted tickets and info, check out FiveFlagsSpeedway.com. See the Arkham Menard Series East season opener at Five Flags Speedway, Saturday, March 25th.
Racing returns to the legendary Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, April 1st and 2nd, the 49th running of the Icebreaker. C-Pass Super Late models hit the track on Saturday the 1st. Then on Sunday, it's one of the area's oldest modified traditions, the Icebreaker, paying $10,000 to win for the ground-pounding modifieds. It's the 49th annual Icebreaker at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, and you can watch it all only on Racing America.
Glad to have you back with us on the Bullring, presented by Bickle's Bon Voyage, Alan and Jess.
That's 4.
I'm knocking them down. Well, you know who else was knocking them down this weekend? I love segues like this. Derek Gluchacki, winner of the first American Canadian Tour late model race of the season. He picked up race 1 of a doubleheader. DJ Shaw, the other winner, on Saturday at Hickory. Derek, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Now, pardon my ignorance, but did you run there a couple of years ago when ACT came?
Yes.
What to you was the biggest difference Saturday? Because, I thought the races a couple of years ago were not very characteristic for ACT in the sense that, Wayne Helliwell went out there and dominated both of them. There wasn't great racing. That was anything but the case on Saturday. I mean, both races were outstanding.
Yeah, I don't know. The biggest there, when Wayne won a couple years ago, swept the weekend, that was on American Racers. Now we're on Hoosiers. I don't know if that leveled the playing field or, what it was. Wayne is stout everywhere he goes. You know what I mean? It could have, I don't know. I think it was, like you said, it was a great race between me and DJ in the first one. We battled the whole race, played cat and mouse, and, your typical ACT race.
Well, that wasn't the only exciting thing of your week last week. You also were announced as one of the KDDP semifinalists.
Yeah, no, that's unbelievable. I submitted my entry, and I was hopeful, to be one of the final 15 and, to have a chance to, carry his legacy and his name, everything all year. It's an honor, I'm pretty speechless about it. I'm humbled by it, he was such an amazing race car driver, amazing person himself, and to be considered one of the top 15, and hopefully here in a couple weeks we can make it into the top 7 and have a shot to, carry his name all year.
Well, there were a lot of Gluchacki semifinalists and former finalists. Ryan Kuhn was there. Max Cooksen's he's a semifinalist this year. If you haven't, go back and watch those Hickory races because they were outstanding and had a lot of great young talent in it. What I feel like I've learned about the ACT here in the last few years is, with a late model stock or with a super late model, you can kind of watch a tour type modified too and tell that these guys aren't pushing it. They're holding back, they're saving tires. Whether or not you guys do it in act or not, I don't know, but it looks like you guys are on the chip and on the edge every lap. Is that the case?
Yes and no. I mean, there's a little bit of, cat and mouse trying to push the guy to burn up his stuff and save your stuff. But I mean, ACT, everyone's so close. I mean, you look at the times in practice, the top 15 were within 0.2, you know what I mean? Everyone's right there, so you got to be on your game. You can't, make any mistakes. You're going to lose 5 or 6 spots. You know what I mean? It's definitely a really competitive series, that's for sure.
Okay, I might be totally wrong here, but so at some point this weekend there was a funeral procession where they had to go under red.
Oh, Derek should know about that very well.
Well, and then weren't you also in the race where the power went out as well?
At Oxford, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the common denominator there is you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
That's a good memory.
Yeah, the Oxford thing was definitely pretty crazy, but the Hickory one, I mean, I guess it's the only racetrack you'll ever have that ever happen to you. So, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it was so weird because I knew that they were trying to get the races in before the funeral because they knew it was roughly going to be at 2:30 or whatever, and they had that huge wreck in the pass race that set everything behind. So I knew that if they did hit the funeral during the races and had to take a break, that was probably going to shorten up the break between the day 1 races and the day 2 races. So I go running down there. These guys are out of their cars. Derek was one of them, and I'm asking them questions. Hey, tell me about going to Stafford. Tell me about going to, and you guys hadn't even finished that race. I mean, it was just it was an odd circumstance. Did it change your car? Because obviously the car was good after that break.
Yes and no. I mean, towards the end of that long green flag run we had, we started closing in on DJ and stuff, and I kind of figured I'd need a caution to, be able to race him for it. And I figured we fired off pretty even, and I was saving quite a bit the whole race. And it seemed like he kind of couldn't really go any faster than he was. So I was hoping for a yellow either way just to race him for it, but I think the longer yellow helped us let the tires cool off, and eventually it worked out.
And then, of course, I get grief because I come on the PA and I'm like, drivers, kill your engines.
Oh, and that was your...
I didn't do it on purpose.
Man, that one went right past me initially.
I didn't do it on purpose. Well, it did me too. I didn't do it on purpose.
It's just like your cancer jokes.
Yep. Well, Derek... death and cancer jokes aside, congratulations on a great weekend. I know y'all got a lot coming up with Stafford and New Hampshire, and hopefully we'll be talking to you as a KDDP finalist as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, that's Derek Gluchacki, big winner at Hickory this past weekend. When we come back, we're going to tell you what's around the corner for you here on Racing America this weekend.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. exclusive team content,
I bet. That's what they all say.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
behind-the-scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen, myself, and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the GoPro track. Call Market Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
Ready to take your brand to the next level? At Victory Lane Design, we can help. If you are looking for a professional website, cutting-edge logo, a hero card that separates you from the pack, or video production to keep you connected with your fans, then check out VictoryLaneDesign.com, where winning counts.
Well, we're glad to have you back here on the Bullring with us here on Racing America. Alan and Jess here with you, coming off an extremely busy weekend. The Easter Bunny weekend compacted into one day at Hickory, 3 days at the Rattler at South Alabama Speedway, which Ryan McCullough and Rodney Rodriguez did an outstanding job, and our crew there and our crew in Hickory did a great job as well. But we got more racing coming up this weekend. Racing America will be at Five Flags Speedway on Friday and Saturday. Friday we'll have local racing for you, a few of the local divisions at Five Flags Speedway. On Saturday, we will have the Mods of Mayhem, which we've seen a lot of Mods of Mayhem races here over the last month or so in Racing America, before the coverage then shifts to flow for the ARCA Menard Series East action at Five Flags Speedway. So I know Tim Wright and all those folks down at Five Flags have got to be excited. And if you're in the Panhandle or the Deep South, try to get down there to Five Flags. You're going to see some great racing this weekend.
Yeah, the ARCA race at Pensacola is always so fun because I feel like every race at Pensacola has this like a little bit of a snowball derby feel, even when it's not the derby. But the ARCA race at Pensacola is like totally different. It just like, it almost seems like it shouldn't be happening. So I enjoy watching it. What?
It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. I mean, like, you never see cars that size on the track.
That is true. That is true. So you're saying
it feels wrong. It feels wrong.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah, it's never felt so good to be wrong.
Oh,
right?
no. I'm
racing.
all for ARCA racing being at Five Flags Speedway.
ARCA racing at Five Flags Speedway. And also, our production team will be at Florence Motor Speedway this weekend. The cars, late model stock cars, will be in action there. Of course, the broadcast will be on Flow, and we're going to have lots more on Cars Tour Weekly about the Cars Tour race this weekend. Chad McCumbee is going to join us, and Keely Dubinsky is going to be on with us to talk about their new rule change with the cone rule.
Yes.
And Boo Carlisle called up with Jeff Burton at Southern National, one of the new investors in the Cars Tour, and got his thoughts. So looking forward to the show on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and obviously the race on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that interview between Boo and Jeff, because what a duo.
Yeah, I know, Boo and Jeff. It's like Mutt and Jeff. You ever heard about that one?
No?
Well, you will.
Okay.
You need to just look it up. You may end up getting it. This is usually whenever I'm looking at the meter as far as people watching, and it goes doo, 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 doo.
Because no one knows what
Mutt and Jeff means.
YouTube rabbit hole you've gone down.
That's true.
Or am I the one that has no idea what's going on?
I think none of us have any idea what's going on. So,
and on that note,
yeah, with that being said, that gives us a chance to take our final break of the evening. And then we'll be back to wrap up this zany, fun-filled episode of the Bullring when we come back.
Racing returns to the legendary Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, April 1st and 2nd, the 49th running of the Icebreaker. C-Pass Super Late Models hit the track on Saturday the 1st. Then on Sunday, it's one of the area's oldest modified traditions, the Icebreaker, paying $10,000 to win for the ground-pounding modifieds. It's the 49th annual Icebreaker at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park, and you can watch it all only on Racing America. You can watch it all only on Racing America.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety, providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sports cars drivers. From grassroots to professional racers, HMS Motorsport has over 25 years' experience outfitting drivers with the best gear on the market. Equipped with first-hand product knowledge, our experts are ready to help you select the best harness belts, seats, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. HMS is even the exclusive importer for Schroed belts, Schubert helmets, and Valero base layers. Visit one of our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us online at hmsmotorsport.com, where you can learn the details of our products and order online. Safety starts here.
Well, we want to thank all of our guests who joined us today here on the Bullring, including Bubba Pollard, Cole Butcher, Corey Lajoie, Jacqueline Bowsher, and Derek Gluchacki. This was
that was quite the lineup.
Yeah, it was quite the lineup.
And 2 in-studio guests.
2 in-studio guests. Gosh, what could that be all about? We could have even more in-studio guests. You never can tell. Don't forget our 24/7 channel for free on connected devices. You'll get to see great original programming about short track racing, the Cup Series, as well as all your favorite short track programming, including the Bullring. That's the Racing America 24/7 channel on connected devices. A reminder again, you can join Jess and Keely Dubinsky tomorrow. That's Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Cars Tour Weekly. Hear from Jeff Burton. Chad McCumbie's going to stop by. It's going to be a really big show, so you definitely want to check that out. And I will tell you what I'm working on for next week's Bullring. Would you like to know?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
What?
When's the Bristol Dirt Race? David, do you know in there? Do you know when the Bristol Dirt Race is right off? Oh, okay. Well, this will be coming up in a couple of weeks, but I'm going to work to get Jonathan Davenport on the show to talk about his Bristol Cup debut. I thought it was going to be next week.
Okay, well, good thing we discussed.
Oh, yeah, David, we didn't hear David. You could open your mic up, David, and let the world hear you. But, yeah, but the Bristol Dirt Race is going to be on April 9th, and we're going to try to get Jonathan Davenport on if he's still talking to us and see what he has to say.
That would be amazing. That's a perfect fit for this show, first of all.
It really is.
And
it mixes the best of
dirt, NASCAR, dirt, short track racing, and NASCAR.
You just said it. It's just a great big just mixture of all the different racing we have here on Racing America, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You and I are just never on the same wavelength.
No, we aren't. No, we're not. Well, for Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dietz saying so long here in Charlotte. Don't forget our friends with Bickle's Bon Voyage.
Number 5.
Yep, got it every single time today. And check them out at mymmtravel.com. Cruise to Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore with Rich Bickle and Scott Hansen, January 7th through 14th, 2024. So, for Jess, I'm Alan, saying goodbye from here in Charlotte, for real, and we'll see you next time here on the Bullring.
Race fans, Hickory Motor Speedway is the place to be. March 17th and 18th. The Pro All-Star Series and American Canadian Tour kick off their seasons with the 18th annual Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed. 2 huge nights of racing with over 500 laps of late model action beginning on Friday night, March 17th. The Easter Bunny Weekend of Speed at Hickory Motor Speedway, March 17th and 18th. And you can see it all on Racing America.
Hey gang, join Scott Hansen and myself and a host of other drivers on what will be the largest short track party at sea. Sail Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore January 7th to the 14th of 2024. Enjoy unlimited drinks, a special question and answer session, and have a chance at racing Scott and myself on the go-kart track. Call Mark at Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on the link to Bickle's Bon Voyage link for information.
Believe it. Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanted to make that first lap.
The cars and stars of Arca Menard Series East return to Five Flags Speedway for the Pensacola 200, Saturday, March 25th. The Arca Menard Series East season opener will see some of the best young stars in motorsports battle it out at one of the most prestigious tracks in the country. Joining Arca Menard Series East will be the Modifieds of Mayhem Tour. Also join us Friday night for Pro Truck, Pure Stock, and Crown Stock features. For discounted tickets and info, check out FiveFlagsSpeedway.com. See the Arca Menard Series East season opener at Five Flags Speedway Saturday, March